that was the same dude or other dude though. Which remember comes along later, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't even know who was the father, you know? Pumping, you know? If you pump more than one guy, that's adultery.
That's adultery.
That's why you're not supposed to pump all these guys. You don't know who's going to be the father. You know what I mean? That's like,
Remember, that's that. Once that rod enters you, that's your husband for life. Next that one time, that one.
you better make sure.
You open up the next one.
That's why it's a choice that you have to choose wisely. You know?
Choice you gotta
live by. And you know, the woman, when it comes to sex, they're more attached to the sex than that guy would. A guy just does his thing and it just keeps going. A woman is more attached to the sex, you know. But
that's why these women, they get pregnant when they're so young, because you know they get the man all hot, you know, and then he don't care. He just wants to bust it up.
yeah,
You know,
in and out. Or
it feels so good when you know busting that inside.
pay child support.
18 years of child support. That even goes for those like. No, I was gonna say that even goes for the guy too. You gotta know who you inserting your rod into too, you know, especially nowadays. It just takes that one time and then paying child support for 18 years, man. That's all it takes.
And I know guys that are child support that live in their mother's garage.
When you said that one time.
Yeah, the motherfucker has a bed in the garage, paying child support for 20 fucking years. He paid it for 18 years and he was like, yes, I'm done. But then his sons moved back to Arizona with his mom, and then Arizona has different laws, so now he has to pay more child support. These guys, man, these guys.
Well, that's Babylon for you too.
So that's the reason why the sons, they didn't have a father for like 7 years. They had to grow up without a father. And the son, he was mad the whole time because the father left.
He put all this frustration into football, which he was actually real good at, you know? All that frustration, he put it into football, and eventually he became, you know, a good football player. But he was still mad, you know? Now you can see that Jake is a good actor in that show. He's a good actor because he shows emotions, like how hurt he was because his father wasn't there, you know? That Jake's a good actor in that show.
And another thing on the movie is there's a lesbian, right?
Who's like,
Yeah.
who's like,
She's a lesbian and she's a rapper. Well, on the movie, she has a song, right? And it's kind of like a theme song for the movie. And I got some lyrics right here to show that how much our people are prideful. You know, when it comes to sin, you know. So when this song, when it starts off, it says, what if I told you I was kind of different? And then it says, what if I told you I like her? This is a woman talking. This is a woman. And she said, what if I told you that I like her? And then, what if you tell me that I'm sinning? Well, what can we say that, you know? We're going to bring out the scripture where you can't lie down with another woman. You can't lie down with another woman. That's why on the movie, her own mother threw her out. Because her mother, she was into the scriptures, you know? And she was like, I can't have this. And threw her out.
you want me to get that? This is Leviticus 18 and 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. Now,
Why
satisfaction of that though. But now they got, the same toys and shit. Where one of them puts it on and, try to be a man like that. This the brother's talking about the bullfight right here,
Yeah.
Because she's the man because she has a girlfriend, huh?
Yeah.
And she's the so-called man in the relationship too.
Yeah. She's the man in the relationship because she dresses like a man. And the scripture says that a man not supposed to dress like a woman, and a woman not supposed to dress like a man. Like she wears pants throughout the whole. She don't look like a woman. So and then more of the lyrics. It says, if I turn suicidal and slip my wrist on your holy Bible, would you turn your back or would you hold it tighter? So she's saying, if I turn suicidal, would you slip your wrist on the holy Bible? So first off, you can't even commit suicide. Suicide is against the scriptures. And let's get that in Romans 12 and 1.
Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service.
Hold on to that real quick because I got some quotes about suicide. So if you're committing suicide, you're telling the Most High, you're saying, you can't fire me, I quit.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling the Most High because he's in control of your life.
Because only these people right here could transgress. Heathens.
And that's what you're doing. You're just quitting. We're supposed to do this work until either he comes,
Or you go.
Yeah. And it says, suicide doesn't take away the pain, it gives it to someone else. So if we commit suicide, we're only committing pain to the Israelites. Because now our word can't be reached out. We cut off our speech. And it says, if you're looking for a sign not to kill yourself, this is it. So if it comes down to you're about to kill yourself, that's a sign that you're at rock bottom. And
That's why we need Howard Shine to live. That's what Brother brought out earlier. You need Howard Shine to live. Actually live.
You're at rock bottom because it says, if you're going through hell, keep going. Keep going. You're gonna come out. You're gonna come out of it.
Like in that movie, the Never-Ending Story, he has to walk through those two things that have laser beams for eyes, and if you stop in the middle, you get burnt up. So he was just right there, and then they were opening their eyes, so he started running, and then he just barely got missed. So you gotta keep going.
Kind of like reminds me of the brother talking about the Squid Games.
Oh,
You had no choice. You gotta play.
You gotta play.
No matter what. You got no choice.
Yeah.
You don't play, you die pretty much. You gotta win the
play
game.
You gotta play by the rules
Yeah.
too.
Because it wasn't the first game. What was this? Green light.
It was red light, green light.
Red light?
Red
Yeah.
light, green light.
And that was, even though they said it's a simple game, but
It's a simple
it's
game,
your life, though.
but they panicked.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, those people got
They panicked.
killed. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So you can't panic in this thing. You gotta hold on to the faith. So, 1 Samuel 31 and 4. Yeah.
1 Samuel 31:4. Then said Saul unto his armor bearer, Draw thy sword and thrust me through therewith, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through and abuse me. But his armor bearer were not, for he was sore afraid. Therefore Saul took a sword and fell upon it.
So there's a couple prophets there's a couple men that committed suicide in the Bible. And Saul, the king Saul, he was one of them. You know, he committed suicide. He took the escape route. Yeah.
I got a piece of it. It's because the Most High give you this, the life, So this James 1:17. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. So you pretty much giving up on a good gift, perfect gift above, man. You're like this brother saying, quit.
You're unscrewing that light bulb.
You put in your 2 weeks.
Yeah.
See, people don't know that when you put your 2 weeks in, those are the last 2 weeks you're going to work for that company. And if you have vacation, sick time, or anything, they're going to pay you out and they're going to tax you for it. A smart individual be like, I'm going to use all my vacation, all my fucking hours, and I'm going to quit. People don't like to suffer.
People are just like, I just want to get out of here and put my 2 weeks.
They'll take a lesser job just to get out of it. That job is better work for them.
Yeah, like so Saul, since he committed suicide, that makes him a 2/3. He's a 2/3 because it's called the House of Saul.
King of thirds.
The House of Saul is not going to make it.
Or AKA the House of Pain.
Yeah. House of Pain. So it said, would you turn your back or would you hold me tighter? Well, first we're going to tell you that it's wrong. And if you don't take heed, then we're going to turn our backs. There's no way you're going to be a homosexual and we're going to give you a hug.
Well, Apostle Tahar, I think last time said that there was sodomite. Yeah, that he'd probably be like, oh, I need camp here texting his fucking sodomite partner, and Apostle Tahar was like, I didn't hug him, I just went like that. But yeah, I think he said that even in his channel, it was, I think it was called, was a sodomite or some shit like how you said, brother, something to do with that. But he put sodomite in that, in the name for his channel.
Some people are fucking dumb. Or like this guy. 1 Samuel 31:5. And when his armor bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell likewise upon his sword and died with him.
Same with Judas. Judas, he hung himself. Because he knew he was fucked.
He took that out.
He crossed the Lord. You cross the Lord, you're done. So that's like murdering yourself. That's really murder.
You're murdering it's not even suicide, it's you murdering yourself. Yeah, that's true.
Because
it's transgressing.
Our spirit don't belong to. Our spirit belongs to the Most High.
That's like when you were playing Super Mario Bros. As a little kid, you couldn't kill Bowser, you got nasty, you fell in the pit, in the lava pit.
Oh yeah, you ran to the yeah. I forgot about that game.
Even though you had 100 lives and shit, because you put up a secret cheat.
Yeah.
You jump off the cliff.
You get all pissed because you didn't get the 1,000 points when you pulled down the flag.
Oh yeah.
You were trying to jump over it to get the free man. All the secret codes, man.
Yeah. And I have patience. That's the word. You have patience.
Yeah, basically when you kill yourself, you give up everything. You give up all the chances you ever had.
He's letting everything go.
go to your funeral, they should be like, man, this guy was a bitch.
Yeah, because I used to watch this show called The Wire, and this Jake went to prison and shit, and well, another Jake killed that guy, but it looked like he made it seem like he committed suicide. And that Jake that died, who was one of his homies, he went to where they have the what's it called? They set up like pistol, and it has like the name and the flowers, yeah, or something to do with that. And his friend went to that, and he's like, "What happened with your friend? How did he die?" He's well, he committed suicide. He took the pussy way out, but you know, he's still my nigga though. That's what he said. But he's like, he took the easy way out, but you know, whatever shit, you know. So you can tell he was butthurt about that his friend committed suicide. Like, man, you fucking, you know what I mean? But little did he know his friend got murdered though. He just thought he committed suicide.
So, if you commit suicide, you know you're wrong. You know that you sinned. That's why in that song she says, "Would you turn your back? Would you turn your back on me?"
And it's just like that dude Epstein. He was in jail for
not even a year, right? Or
not even a year, and then he was getting accused. And the more that they kept bringing shit out to the light, he decided to kill himself.
Yeah, I think he didn't even do a year in prison or whatever he was at.
And he was in protective custody.
And then in there you're in protective custody. You consider
Yeah.
weak. Yeah. Well, that's how Esau is, man. Esau goes to prison though. They can't. That's why they take the easy way out, man. I was watching this show too, and it was like Edomite. And he had a lot of money. He had the cars, but he's like, and the cops had him already surrounded. So he's like, fuck this though. So he picked up his gun and they killed him because he didn't want to go to prison. Esau's like that. Esau can't.
Yep. So another, the last thing she says at the end of her song, she says, "I'm never changing who I am for anyone or anything." So that means she's gonna stay a lesbian, even if we tell you that it's wrong.
Romans 12:1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service.
So we have to make our bodies a sacrifice.
Reasonable service, right?
Living sacrifice. Yeah. So if you're sinning, being a lesbian, that means you're dirty. That means the Most High, when he looks at you, he wants to throw up. You know?
He wants to throw up and kill you.
Yeah. He wants to throw up because you're not a hot meal.
I got a precept. There's Luke 20:38. For he is not a God of the dead, but of the living, for all live unto him.
The God of the living, the God of the dead,
He says it's not a God of the dead.
Right, so there's a God of the living and there's a God of the dead. So if you're committing suicide, that's the God of the dead.
Exactly. Having that.
So he sent his son to catch hell. He said, "Why can't we catch him? We're not catching a touchdown. It's like a light hell on the light side. But still, it's terrible.
Yeah.
We're gonna ride this thing through. Can you imagine something like you can imagine? You see it all the time. When money took a dump and people were jumping out the buildings, you saw that. They were like, "Oh, it's because of money." Boom, splat.
All because of money, right? Yeah. Exactly, though, And it's always the Edomites when there's a shortage of. Oh, in Walmart now, somewhere I forgot, they have chains on the
steaks.
On the steaks.
On the ribeyes.
Yeah.
Because they're stealing shit.
Yeah.
Stealing food because it's hard to get fucking food.
So imagine in Jacob's trouble. Imagine how Esau's gonna be acting during that time. That's gonna affect him too. So
Yeah.
imagine how they're gonna be acting. They're gonna see the horns.
Yeah, just imagine all these brave police officers, all these brave CEOs, everybody that has a fucking badge on their chest, over their heart. That's where it's at, over your heart. As a pledging allegiance to Satan.
Yeah, which they broke it down. Apostle. Remember they said about the Rothschild, though, the shield.
The red shield. There
Yeah.
you go.
And that was the same. I believe that was the same one from the slave catchers.
Yes, sir. You see, they're gonna get it too, man. There's nowhere they're gonna be able to go.
Oh yeah, because they pledged.
Everybody knows you're a cop. Because your mama talks about you, your granny talks about you. Oh, so,
And then you
it's
arrested.
so great.
You arrested such and
And
such.
it's gonna be worse for women.
Oh yeah.
They're not just gonna run trains on you. It's gonna be disgusting for you.
Which reminds me of this precept actually. If I could bring it out. 100%. Isaiah 32 and 10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless woman, for the vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come. And 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. So you better, women better humble. Oh, they're gonna be humble in those times.
But it said
Better
that
start right
vintage,
now.
it said the vintage failed. That's when your boobs start sagging and you get fat and
Start looking ugly.
start looking
Wrinkles.
tore up, wrinkled.
Yeah.
The vintage has failed you, sweetie.
So you better gird up sackcloth upon your loins. Better.
And it sucks for a woman to look in the mirror and see herself look ugly. Like I look in the mirror and I'm like, I don't look at it and say, oh, you look good today, you look ugly. I look in the mirror and I'll say, man, I need to run more. Or my right arm looks so small. Or my left arm looks together. I'm criticizing myself. But then my wife, Trigger, she's looking in the mirror, so I can't look in the mirror. I look so ugly. I said, it's not for you to look good or ugly. It's for you to give yourself constructive criticism. Like, oh, I'm getting tired. I need to step it up.
What rhymes this precept I can bring it out to? Proverbs 3 and 11. My son, despise not the chastising of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. 12. For whom the Lord loveth, he corrected, even as a father the son, in whom he delighted. So just not being tired, just the correction of the Most High.
That's what the mirror is for, like you guys said. It's for correction. But there's a saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the prettiest of them all? And that's just lying to yourself. You can lie to yourself and say, oh, I'm pretty, and all that, in the mirror.
That's denial.
Then that vintage is going to fail.
But once you go out into the world, the truth is gonna come out.
Yeah.
But oh shit, I'm not pretty.
That's like those ladies that look good with clothes on, and then you're about to make love to them or whatever, and you take off their pants and the fucking button flies and hits you in the fucking face, and then their gut comes out, and then you're like, God damn fuck.
So that's why it's a careless woman. So you gotta be careful because the woman is very delicate and sensitive, and I gotta treat it like sweets. So this could be the last verse. Verse 2.
Romans 1 and 2. 12 and 2. This is Romans 12 and 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh.
We gotta change ourselves. We gotta change our mind, the way we think, because on the song it says, I'm never changing who I am for anyone or anything. You can stay or you could leave, but this is me. So it's obvious that this is pushing and promoting wickedness, to the whole world, because everyone loves this movie. So they're gonna be listening to this lyrics and they're like, oh, that's a nice song. You know,
It just
hey,
has
I
down
could
to
do that too. You know, I can be who the hell I want. I can be who I want to be.
that's the
You
spirit
can't
of
tell me
here.
nothing. You know,
That's what they right here.
you know.
America.
And if you can't change things about you, you're not growing.
You gotta take criticism of something, man. You know, it's always good to take criticism and so you can correct yourself. How say about judging? How you gonna people take that as oh you can't judge me though? Well judging is correcting though. So if you can't get judged though, it's sensitive though.
Yeah, and brother's right. If you can't be judged, there's no way you're going to get judged.
Right?
What do we get? First opening scripture, Genesis, actually Matthew. But Genesis 1:1 said, Elohim, judges, rulers.
That's why the Most High, He's looking for 144,000 judges, you know, to govern this earth
And the universe.
and the universe.
Imagine that. So you gotta when it tells you what can I go this last precept? Oh yeah, 1 Corinthians 2:15. But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is a judge of no man. So if you're, in his truth, you were judged though, because we know we're, doing the righteous acts. You know what it tells you in was it Judges 5 and 11. We're rehearsing, what we can do. So if we're being spiritual, guess what? You could judge them. How does what it said though? How are you gonna be judges of the world, the universe?
If you're following the law, statutes, and commandments, no one can judge you, because they can't tell you you're doing wrong.
That reminds me of what my karate teacher used to tell me when I was younger. He's like, all this stuff that you're learning? I said, yeah. He said, nobody can take it from you because it's already yours. You changed who you were to become who you are now. So nobody can take it from you. So this truth, nobody can, like the scripture says, don't let no one take your crown. Right? So the more you do lessons, and I did a video this week. I love when you guys do lessons because I get to see where you're learning, where you're going, and where you are learning, and you are growing. So this camp is not a stagnant camp. This camp is a camp of living waters.
With the one that you did yesterday, I believe so. That was a good one. Like, brought it upon, talked about even like the camp though, how you like how it's, structure-wise,
Yeah, because some camps, they have like ISRAELITE, they have the big bullhorn.
Oh,
Only
yeah.
one guy's talking, and like today they said, the white woman is a bitch. The scripture said that, and we learned something new with that. No, it was a serious that woman got fake, so she was an Israelite. So if you learn, but only if you can, like if you're stuck in that old shit, you're not gonna learn.
Yeah.
Like there was a time where only Negroes were on that sign. Now it grew to that, and now we can, like that white guy that was walking by back and forth, he went to go visit that homeless man. I think one day he's gonna come and ask us, what you guys heard now, and we're gonna tell him. I don't know what we're gonna tell him, but we're gonna tell him something.
Yeah.
And
We're not gonna beat around the bush either.
And the thing for him is to see all these dark-skinned people and look at himself and say, but I'm white. And then for us, it's going to be like, we have to judge the spirit, not the skin. So,
How do you feel about this? How do you feel about slavery?
how do you feel about homosexuals?
How do you like your meat?
It's all it takes. It's all it takes.
And then it says, what is it? Romans 8:16. So, spirit witness the spirit.
Spirit.
It's like a paraphrasing, but the spirit, bear witness the spirit.
You're bearing witness with the spirit. Because that's how you do it.
That's how you know, like, okay.
Oh, and sharpen and iron sharpens iron.
That's what brought out.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
You got to be smart like that. Because you can't turn that man away just because he looks white.
And what other Israelite camps, they do that shit. They be like, no, draw the way. You don't have to get so close. They be like, Esau, that's Esau. Like, you don't even test the spirit. And it tells you actually in scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Test the spirit.
Yeah, I remember when we first started, we were at the Social Security building. This girl came up, and I thought she was an Edomite. She got real close to me, and I was like, ugh. And And then we started talking, and then she found out she's a Israelite.
Oh yeah.
And she was going out with this Elamite, and I go, look, bitch. I didn't say that to her. I said, look, you can't be going out with them. You got to go out with someone that's with you, or that's family, or whatever. Like, you can't judge people based on how they look.
Yeah. Those other Israelite camps, no, man. They just, oh, it looks like Esau. Treat them like Esau.
I know they'll be looking for the guys that have big drums on Israelite.
Because before they weren't even, well, I'm not saying all brothers though, but before they didn't mess with them other Gentiles like that either, you know? There was some either, you know? Because I think Apostle Ramlan even said that. Because they kind of look at him too, you know what I mean? Because he wasn't that, their complexion and everything. So he had to go through that. Imagine Apostle Ramlan had to go through that during those times, you know?
So they made sure that the scriptures were being broke down right, and that's why they had to be broke down right.
Yeah, so we wanna live a way that's pleasing to the Most High. You know? We wanna live a way that we wanna live according to what the Most High wants. You know, not to what we want. You know, to what our hearts want.
What did let's go ahead brought out? Jeremiah 1 and 5. Which was the Most High knows before you were in the belly. You're in the belly.
So with that, we want to give all praise and glory to